this is not what you might have been expecting from a Mercedes-Benz C-Class. You're more likely to have been expecting something like this. Luckily, in the all-new 5th generation C-Class, you get a little bit of both.
Now, it hasn't sold more than 8.5 million vehicles since launch for nothing. The C-Class is unsurprisingly Merck's best-selling model. The outgoing generation alone sold 2.4 million units worldwide.
But C-Class has never been called an exciting car, a driver's car, a car with personality. All that might be about to change, though.
There's no question where the inspiration for the new C's styling has come from. Those rear lights are a dead giveaway to its Big Daddy S-Class, and the front too carries family jeans, looking very similar to the CLA. Its new hybrid construction means 50% of the body is aluminium, making it almost 100 kilograms lighter, even though it's bigger than its predecessor in almost every dimension.
One of the big cheeses at Mercedes-Benz had quite an interesting way of looking at car styling. He said the new A-Class was a Marmite car, one that divides opinion. You either love it or you hate it. In the same breath, he said that the new C-Class couldn't be a Marmite car because it had to be more traditional. Certainly the old generation is a bit like strawberry jam, but this, I think, is going to really divide opinion. Me, I'm a Bovril girl, and I love this.
Depending on your preference, you can choose 2 different designs at the front, with the exclusive line offering the classic grille with a 3-pointed star on the bonnet. For a more sporty look, go for the grille with a centrally positioned star. Inside, there are quite a few changes, not quite as fuddy-duddy as it used to be, and quite a few more sporty cues coming through from the A-Class.
Up front, you've got redesigned seats, which are really comfortable. There's a whole new center console, which is in one piece in this automatic model that we're driving. Mercedes obviously trying to appeal to the younger market with the screen that they've put in here. It's not a touch screen, but you've got a touch pad down here, and interesting the way that it works like a smartphone. So you can pinch in, you can swipe across, definitely something that's going to be familiar to the younger market. I love this whole new interior. It's simple, neat, tidy, and far from the old-fashioned that we might expect.
It recognizes your handwriting, so you don't need to get distracted looking through menus. We've seen it in other cars, and quite aside from the fact that it will have to be used left-handed in South Africa, I'm not a huge fan. I generally find them too sensitive, and you end up selecting things you didn't actually mean to. Mercedes has also finally caught up with competitors and added a really user-friendly heads-up display. You're able to connect up your phone and surf the internet while the car's stationary, and apps like Google, Weather and Facebook can also be used. There's super sound in the new C2. It's an acoustic system that uses the space between the cross member and side member in the body structure as a resonance chamber for the bass speakers. It's apparently akin to the listening experience in a concert hall.
Can you hear that? How about that? No, me neither. So another big improvement that Mercedes has made to the interior of the C-Class is around noise, and I'm not talking about engine noise or wind noise or rattles. I'm talking about operational noise. So the sound of the seat being adjusted, the sound of the aircon blower, the sound of the window being put down. It's a tiny little detail. They've really worked on it, but it might be something that really adds to the overall experience.
Back here you'll find more room than before. One of the reasons you'll be buying this over the cheaper CLA. Another reason would be the drive.
Unlike the all-wheel drive CLA, this is still driven by the rear wheels. Importantly, the ride is where they've made one of the biggest changes to this car. Why? Well, because it's got an all-new suspension.
There's a newly designed 4-link front axle and a 5-link rear. It's much more responsive to steering input, and very importantly, you can also fit your new Merc C-Class with an air suspension as an option.
So what Airmatic does, it provides continually variable damping at the front and at the rear so that you've got a smoother ride as possible, which is fantastic for us at home with all our potholes, etc. You can choose between Sport Mode, Sport Plus, Eco, Comfort Mode, depending on your style of driving. And there's also an auto leveling function for those times when you load up the car and head off on holiday.
The new C-Class is certainly going to appeal to that up-and-coming executive who wants a sporty drive for the daily commute, but who's also able to pack his young family in and do the trek to Durbs or Cape Town for the holidays in absolute comfort. The C-Class comes with a host of new safety features as standard, including Collision Prevention Assist Plus, which basically helps you avoid accidents. That's on now, hey?
Now it's on. Just forward. Yeah. Well.
A number of other systems have been brought in from the S-Class and are available as options on the C.
We're driving the C250, but there'll be 4 models when the C-Class arrives in South Africa in June, a C180, a C200, and then also a C220 diesel model. They're all 4-cylinder turbocharged, and Mercedes-Benz has promised us that hybrid and AMG models won't be far behind.
With its short overhangs and distinctive rear lights, the new C-Class certainly looks the part if you're after a sporty car. But there's also the sensible side that offers things like 20% less fuel consumption than the old model, and intelligent drive options stolen from the S-Class.
It's still a fantastic all-round package, now just more exciting whether you're a driver or a passenger. There's a lower centre of gravity which makes you feel really connected with the road when you're driving, and a lovely transfer of power through the 7G tronic box. There is also a 6-speed manual option available. I didn't unfortunately get to drive it, but I believe it's brilliant. And rumour has it that Mercedes is in development with a 9-speed box, so that's interesting.
It's all stuff you pay for though, and although C-Class is on average only 6% more expensive in South Africa than the outgoing model, it still comes at a premium to its competitors. This 250 is $500,000, but the range starts at around 400,000. It's a lot of money, but with C-Class pretty consistently in top 10 car sales monthly, it's clear South Africans are prepared to part with a lot of money.
The new generation C-Class is the perfect blend of all the safety and technology that arrived with the S-Class and all the excitement in the drive and the styling that arrived in the A-Class. It is the epitome of a new generation Mercedes-Benz that's got wider appeal to a more youthful market. I think this is really going to take the fight to the 3 Series. Game on.